Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to help Sam here, one of my YouTube subscribers, improve his serve. He sent me this video a few days ago, and I wanted to give him some advice in helping him to hit faster, hit with more consistency. So Sam, the first thing I'm going to allow the viewers to do is just watch your serve at full speed a couple times, and then we'll diagram it. Now, Sam, the first thing we're going to check out is your toss. And what I like to check first is the height of the toss. So I like to take a player, get the ball to the top of their head. And so I got Fed here doing this with him. And that's pretty good. So the ball at the top of your head, it doesn't have to be perfect. So here we go. We're going to see how long it takes to get from the top of his head until he contacts the ball. So about 0.83 seconds. So then we do the same thing for you. And we get to 0.83, and you're at the bottom of your racket drop. And there's your contact. So what I like to see with students is the time here is at 0.9 or less. So you're significantly higher than Federer's. And so what I would like you to do is lower your toss. Now, in addition to lowering your toss, I want to adjust your toss slightly to the right. Now, first, before I show you left and right, I'll show you the ball. Here's the ball at the top of my head, and I'm significantly less. I have a pretty low toss, though. So there we'll go after contact, 0.59. So you can see I'm at the lower end of the spectrum. Federer is kind of near the top of the spectrum of how long you want that ball to be in the air, and you're outside of that kind of a range of acceptability. But let's also look at the contact point. So with my contact point, I'm contacting, and if I just draw a straight line down, and I'll go all the way down here, you can see it's at my right foot. So I'm contacting with my right foot. If we get you to contact, so we'll go right there. That's probably a good, I'm going to change that again. Oh, geez, I'm 0 for 2. There we go. So you can see you're way off to the left. And in order to make some of the changes that I'm going to show you next, it's going to be in your best interest that we get your toss more to the right. So work on lowering your toss and getting your toss more to the right. Now, the next thing I want to show you is your right foot. So here I've got Isner, your right foot compared to his. So let's first look at yours. So when you move your right foot, you move it next to your left foot. And so we can see it, and it kind of scoots out in front of it. And if we look at Isner, watch Isner's foot. It gets in behind, and we can see a big difference. Your foot is here with Isner. Isner's foot is here. So when you bring your back foot up, what I want you to do to help you coil more and to get your body to be able to rotate and coil more, I don't want you to bring your right foot past your left. I want you to move your foot and keep it back here. That way it's going to make it so much easier to stay coiled, and then you'll be able to uncoil more violently just to get more speed. Now, third, I've got you here with Milos Raonic, and you do a great job of bringing your racket up on edge. Really good stuff right here. You and Milos are looking very similar. Now, I want you to watch what Raonic does. After he makes contact with the ball, his strings will face off to the right. So right there, that's a good view of it. So his strings after contact face off to the right. That's just full pronation. Amazing. That's even better view of it. So his strings are facing off to the right. So his racket has gone from facing to the left prior to contact to facing to the right after contact. And yes, this is a slice serve. We can watch this serve, watch this ball curve, and go right to the server. So he's putting slice on the ball because he's contacting, like here's contact. The right edge is slightly in front of the left edge. So the ball's going to be spinning with side spin. But it started on edge, and then when he contacted, his right edge is still slightly in front. That's what's going to put spin on the ball because he's swinging off to the right. Watch his racket travel. He's not swinging toward his target. His racket's traveling this way. He's swinging to the right of his target. But look at his racket facing off to the right when he's done. When you're done, you contact, and your racket's on edge, but then you don't get into that pronated position. After contact, we can see right here, your strings are facing down. So it's not, this isn't the way for you mechanically to be able to move your racket the fastest through contact. The way you're going to be able to move the fastest through contact and really pave the way for your racket to explode up over your hand, or slightly to the inside of your hand, if you want to be very specific. You can see how Milos has the racket angle, and you have it too. You've got the racket angle too between the arm and racket. It's great. So yes, the racket goes slightly on the inside of the hand when I say over the hand. But the racket should be facing off to the right when it's done as a right-hander. We want your racket to do that. So hit your slice, hit your side spin, but after contact, point your strings off to the right. You'll notice an increase in your racket speed. And then the last thing is I want you to watch your left hand. Look how you extend your left hand back. This is a very common thing, and I think it's become even more common now with social media, where players are being asked by coaches to actually stick this hand in the back, and it's become a little stylistic. It's become like cool looking because they try to copy Dominic Thiem or Ash Barty or Nick Kyrgios. I would not worry about this at all. What I would rather you worry about is tucking the left arm in against the body, and it's actually what you do. I wonder if you even know. Look at your left hand right here. That's your left hand. You are tucking your left arm against your body, which is great. And we can see Milos doing the exact same thing. Federer does the exact same thing. In fact, I'll show you that with Fed in a second here again. But Milos, his arm is like this, where this is his shoulder, this is his elbow, that's his hand. So it's almost like his arm is in a sling. We want to do that because it helps slow the body down. We want to actually slow the body's rotation down. It looks to me like you're trying to rotate your shoulders and keep your shoulders rotating. That actually doesn't help speed up your racket. What you want is a reactive break, where you actually help slow the body's rotation down to accelerate the racket. So I would actually ask you to eliminate this at the moment and watch Milos. Watch what he does here. See how he keeps it tucked in against his body? So he's not throwing it behind him. Watch this again. He tucks in against his body, and then he keeps it tucked in. So rather than having it flare way out, don't worry about the balance. Like coaches ask people to hold their balance with the left arm out there like that. Well, look at Milos. As soon as he serves, he's got to get in the ready position. Like you don't have time to serve and then just hold your balance for a second. You got to immediately get out. So I would just forego this move, forget about it, and just tuck that arm in against the body. Here's the view of Federer doing it. Watch his left arm. See how it tucks in against his body? The reason players do that is because it's an easy way. It's called a reactive break. It's going to slow the body's rotation down. And what that does is it accelerates the racket. When your body slows down, the arm accelerates. It's just how it works. You are, and for full disclosure, you'll see Federer's arm goes back, right? So his arm goes back. The problem is, it seems with me that you are forcefully throwing your left arm back. And I don't want you to do that. I'd rather you keep it tucked in like Milos, just to be able to keep your body more sideways. I actually want you to try to keep your chest facing more to the right the entire time. Like, don't be so quick to face to the left. Don't be so quick to have your body facing way off. I know this is apples and oranges because Fed is serving to the deuce, to the ad side, and you're serving to the deuce. But notice we can see your chest. I would rather you try to serve and not let us see your chest. In fact, why not just go back to Milos here? Watch how we don't see his chest when he's done. See how he's just basically facing his opponent? He's facing straight toward his opponent. His serve is so good. So when you're done, tuck that arm in, keep it tucked, and face your opponent. Don't unwind. And what you might feel is like your body is having to face up to the right even longer. But try not to twist so much. We really shouldn't see your chest like this. It's too much rotation, and it doesn't actually speed your racket up. It slows it down. I shouldn't say it slows it down. It doesn't allow you to swing as fast. So to improve your serve, really simple. Try tossing lower. Don't toss so high, and try to toss more to the right. Like, I would love for you to make contact right there. And that's it. And you'll be forced to swing much faster, Sam. Work on the toss being lower. Work on the toss being more to the right. Work on your right foot being more like Isner, where it stops right there. That's it. And that way we can get you to coil more. You won't open up your hips as much so early. Work on the pronation, where after you hit the ball, your strings face off to the right instead of facing down. And then keep this left arm. See how it's tucked in? Keep it tucked in like that. And when you're done, your chest will face forward. And by the way, when you do that, you'll feel like your chest is actually still facing to the right. That's actually the feeling that you want. But if you work on these ideas, Sam, there is no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. Sam, you got this.